Crafting Kindly. Today we're going to be making these daisy chain bracelets. Stick around and we'll learn how to make them together. Here are the supplies you need to make this cute daisy chain bracelet. Starting off, you're going to want this stretch thread. You're going to want a good pair of scissors. And you're going to want some fun beads. Let's get started. So to start off, I'm going to grab one end of my string and I'm going to put 4 teal beads on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so I have my 4 teal beads on. Now I'm going to grab 1 white bead. All right, so as you can see, we have our 4 teal beads and our 1 white bead. I'm going to turn this upside down. So our teal beads are at the top, and I'm going to grab our tail of the string here and I'm going to thread it through this top teal bead. This is the tricky part here, just getting it through the beads. All right, you can see our tail right here. All right, so now we're going to pull our string through. Because as you can see, we get this kind of wonky shape. So now I'm going to flip it over so it looks just like this. All right, you can kind of pull on your string here. All right, as you can see, we have this funny shape and we have 1 teal bead on the top and this other one on the bottom. We're going to grab our long string now and we're going to put 3 teal beads on it. So 1, 2, they're jumping around on me, and here's your 3rd one. All right, so I'm going to pick my half flower up and you can see our 3 beads right here now. We're going to grab our long tail and we're going to thread it through this top teal bead right here. We're going to thread it through this one. All right, so I'm going to take my string and thread it through this top one. You can see my string right here. I'm going to pull it through. All right, and now we have our first flower. Our next step is going to be adding our brown beads. I'm going to add on 4 brown beads. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to slide that all the way down to our flower till it looks just like this. All right, this next step is going to look crazy, but I promise it will all work out. So now we're going to add on another 4 beads, this time teal, and it's going to run in with the brown. So 1, 2, 3, and here's our 4th. Till it goes right next to the brown, and now we're going to add a white. All right, now it's going to look just like this, right? It looks kind of funny. And now here's the most tricky step of making this bracelet. You're going to take your long tail. They're gonna kind of move around on you a little bit, but that's okay. And you're going to thread it through this top teal bead. It's okay if you need to move it away, but you're just gonna separate it out. My beads are being a little tricky with me. So, all right, there we go. All right, so you can kind of see what it looks like right now. I'm just gonna pull these beads back down. Now it's kind of crazy looking. All right, so now it looks like this. So we have a tail, so we threaded our tail through this top teal bead, and now we have one giant loop. Now we're going to pull all the way through. Oh, gotta get our beads back down there. Pull this tail all the way through. All right, now we have another half flower. Our next step, we're going to add 3 teal beads, that long string, 1, 2, 3, all the way down till it looks just like this. So we have a half flower and then we have 3 teal beads on this long string. We're gonna pick it up. All right, another tricky part, we're going to take our string and we're going to place it through this top teal bead. All right, so we have brown, 1 teal bead, white bead, teal bead. So we're gonna put it on this teal bead right here. It's kind of tricky because they're so teeny. The bigger the bead you have, the easier it's going to be to thread the string through. All right. Now we're going to pull tight. And there you go. Now we have our second flower. All right, as you can see, we've done our first 2 flowers. Now we're going to add 4 of these brown beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let them slide all the way down. Now we're going to add 4 of these teal beads. If you wanted to make the process of sliding them on faster, you can always use a needle, a really skinny beading needle, to thread them through. Just like doing it by hand, but it's up to you. All right, here's our 4 teals, and now we're going to grab our 1 white. And all the way down. All right, so now we're going to pick up, and as you can see, our bracelet is getting a little bit longer as we're going, and we're going to thread through this blue bead right here. It won't let me get it in, but hang on. There we go. There's our little tail. All right, so we're going to move all of these beads back down. Line them back up so it's nice and taut, and pull our string through. So now we have our loop. pull our string through, half flower. Now we're going to add on 3 of our teal beads. 1, oh, I dropped him. 2 and 3. Now we kind of have a half flower with a funny end, so we're going to pick up our bracelet again, kind of pull on that string, and we're going to thread our tail through the top teal bead that's sitting on top of the white bead. There we go. We're going to pull on it, and here is our full flower. So now we have 3 flowers, and we're going to add on 4 more of the brown beads. And you're going to continue the steps we did for flower 2 and 3 until you have about 7 flowers. Now, after you have 7 flowers, we can talk about making sure that it's sized to fit your wrist and talking about tying it off, and I will walk you through all those steps. All right. Now that we've done our 7 flowers, we're going to finish off our bracelet. So what I recommend doing is grabbing the end of your bracelet, both of the ends, and just kind of holding them together to see if it fits on your wrist. All right, so this fits perfectly on me, so I'm going to tie it off here. Now, if for some reason you get to the end of your bracelet and it doesn't fit around your wrist and you don't have enough string left, you can tie another piece of string on, or you can undo some of the flowers and just add on more brown, because these flowers use up a lot of string. So I would just undo a few flowers and just add more brown. So that could kind of extend it a little bit for you there. All right, so now I'm going to tie off my flower bracelet. So I'm going to add 1 brown bead right here, just to kind of separate the 2 ends that I already have. I'm going to pick them up. You kind of want to make sure that you don't twist them too much. So I'm going to, you can see right here, I'm going to cross it over and just do 1 loop around. Just pull them together, but slowly, that way they don't get too twisted. You just want to kind of check your bracelet as you go, because you don't want to end up with a twisted bracelet. So as you can see, that's even, so I'm just going to pull tight on those. So I'm going to pull them together. So there we go. All right, so now as you can see, I've kind of got my first knot there done. So now I'm going to still pull tight and do another knot. So pull on the first one and then go ahead and do the second one. And you don't want to pull too tight, but you want to pull enough that that knot kind of sinks in there and you can't see it a lot. I'm going to do one more, but this time I'm going to cross them and I'm going to do 1 loop through, and then as you can kind of see our normal knot, I'm going to do another loop through, and this is just kind of keep it more sturdy, keep it from getting broken. And now it's kind of up to you what you want to do here. You can go ahead and tie another knot, you can cut off the string, or what I kind of like to do is thread kind of tricky. It takes a little bit, but take the end and thread it through, you know, a bead that's next to the knot. Oh, kind of got stuck there on these. And then grab the other one. Take it through. Right on. There you go. Kind of like this. So now you can see that I pulled my thread through that bead that I put there, and I'm just going to do another knot. And I just like to do this because I feel like it gives it just a little bit more strength. But it's kind of up to you to do it however you like. I'm going to do one more of those knots where you go around twice, this time with my long end. Oh no, it came undone. I dropped it. You can kind of see, just pull on it tight enough that it doesn't break, but, and then one more little knot. Lots and lots of knots. All right, as you can kind of see, another thing you can do is put a little bit of glue and then slide this bead over the knot, but my knot's kind of big. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off these extra strings. So I'm going to grab my pair of scissors, and I'll get this close, but we're going to kind of cut off to the side. And we've done enough knots that if for some reason it were to come undone after you kind of clip it, it's not the end of the world. So as you can see, I'm getting really close there and just kind of snipping it off. Really close and kind of snipping it off. Now if you had bigger beads, that would be a lot harder to see, but now we're done. So you can just put your bracelet on and voila, we're finished with our flower daisy chain bracelet. And now you can make as many as you like. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.